What's up, everybody? It's your girl K-Rae coming at you live from the One Star Radio Studios. Super excited to sit down with my good friend Sammy Sadler. How's it going?
It is so good to see you, and congratulations on your new radio show. And thank us for having us. And man, we're just doing great, K Ray.
Good. Well, I've been keeping an eye on you. You know I do. I watch everything you
Yeah.
do, and I'm real excited about some of these things you've got going on. So I want to make sure that we get to all of that today.
Okay. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, let's start off with the song. If I had a cheating heart, let's talk about that because it's been a high requested on my station. So just so you know, we are getting requests like crazy for that.
Well, I am so good to so glad to hear that. I somebody sent a message to me the other day, and we got a message said, "Well, that's not a new song." Well, it really it is a new song for me,
That's right.
and it's a new song for listeners of today. As I go back, I didn't know. I'd become friends with Ricky Lynn Gregg a long time ago, and Ricky Lynn and I've been friends, but he put out If I Had a Cheating Heart in 1993 on his first album. I believe it was on Liberty Records. And that was a big record for him. But then I got to looking and I got to researching, and then I found out that Mel Street had it back in 1977 or 78.
Oh,
So
wow.
that song has got a long history to it, and it's 30 something years later from when Ricky Lynn had it. So I'm really, it's a new song to me, but it's not a new song. But I think it's a new song for today's listeners, and hopefully it'll resonate with the fans and the people that are here it, and I hope they like it.
Yeah, I think it will. Like I said, we are already getting requests for it. And you've got such an amazing story behind you, and you've got such an amazing career. I'm just saying, Texas boy, and look at everything you've done. So we are so proud of you.
Well, I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. I appreciate you playing my records, and I appreciate when I came and met with you when we was out on a radio tour, and
Yeah.
you'd done your little deal on the Murder on Music Row, and I really appreciate you for doing that, K. Ray.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, it's a story people need to hear, and I think throughout the generations, that story is going to continue to be told. It's such
Well,
a moment in music history.
it really is. As I look back over all that, I mean, it is a part of country music history.
Yeah.
The sad part of it is about why it is and why it happened, and it's all about, my friend, if everybody's listening and don't know the story of the Murder on Music Row, I'll just give you a little taste of it. But my friend Kevin Hughes in 1989 was a chart manager for Cashbox magazine, and he was in charge of where the top 100 records move on the charts from 100 to number one. And it just so happens that him and I got together one night, and it was March 9th, 1989. And Kevin was shot and murdered on Music Row. I was shot and left for dead. And it ran around the world as a murder on Music Row. But the crazy thing about all of that, with all of that happening, it took them 13 and a half years to solve the case. But in the whole midst of that, they ended up treating me like I was a suspect, like I
Right.
had something to do with it. And that's just, to me, it's just crazy for
Yeah.
somebody to do that. I'm here dying myself and don't even know, what everything's about. And to be treated that way by the police, and I believe the way that they treated me, it put a cloud over my head
Right.
in the music business and in Nashville. And I think that's the reason Nashville, the major labels never gave me the opportunity. And it cost me from having, I believe it cost me my career from having some hit records. But there's one thing that they can't take away from me, and that's my voice and my talent.
That's
And
right.
I'll never give up doing what I love to do. God left me here for a reason, and we're still going to chase the dream that we started so long ago.
That's right. And we're going to support you through every bit of it. So thank
Well,
you
I
for
appreciate
being
it.
such a strong, what an example you are for other folks that are coming up in the music business and, well, in life, period. It's just you are a great example of you just keep going. You
Well,
don't
I
stop.
appreciate that. My incident was a bullet, and I don't know what anybody's going through out there. You don't know what somebody's going through or what they're living through or what they're facing. And, I'm just going to continue to do what God gave me the talent to do, and I'm going to continue to pursue it. I survived the murder on Music Row by the grace of God, and I just want people to know out there that whatever you're going through, you're not alone. God is with you, and you're not facing it by yourself. He knows what you're going through if you just call on Him and believe. I believe he'll bring you through it and he'll bring you through the other side.
Yes, sir. I agree with that 100%. 100%. And I
Yeah.
believe we're watching him bring you through that right now with
Well,
what you've
I
got going
believe,
on.
I've looked back and the things that I've come through and the things that I've overcome. I mean, it's only because the hand of God has had to be there with me because I don't think I could have brought myself through it at all.
Right. No, I
Yeah.
agree with that for sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about what you got going on because you've got a lot.
Well, we're trying to put some things back together. We've got the song, the current song, "If I Had a Cheating Hearts" out. We have got my album. We just finished up my album totally about a week or so ago, and I've got some incredible guests that are going to be on that album, and I can't tell you who all it is right now,
Oh,
but
come on.
it's going to be some of the great, and I call them icons in country music, but some from the 80s and 90s. And I'm so excited about it. I'm so happy to be able to bring this album and bring the music that I'm doing. And, people say, well, why don't you cut this? And why don't you, do this? And I just have to cut songs that I feel and something that touches me and moves me because that's the only way I think I'm going to be able to relate it to my people. And I believe if I just cut something to fit a genre or to fit a format, I'm not going to be able to relay that, and they're going to see through that, and they're going to see that that's really not me. So I just have to stay true to who I am and the music. And I'm an 80s, 90s country singer, and that's the kind of music that I look for. And man, I'm just so excited about this new album, and I can't wait to finally get it out. It'll probably be sometime after the first of the year, but we've got another single and a video that we've just finished that's going to be coming in September and October. So be looking for that from us.
Oh, absolutely. We'll be looking for that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this show that you've been doing with,
Okay. Well, what I've done and what I've been contemplating on, I finally ended up putting it together. I put a new show together called the Hits and History Tour, and I've went out and I've if anybody remembers the Gibson Miller Band back in the early 90s, Dave Gibson and Blue Miller had a group called the Gibson Miller Band. Well, Blue ended up passing away, and Dave was the front man for them. And I really don't know if Dave went back and really tried to get another record deal, but he has put his hand to that paper and written some of the most iconic records in country music of the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. And
mm,
he's wrote songs, K-Rae, like Jukebox in My Mind for Alabama, If It
come
Don't Come
on.
Easy for Tanya Tucker, Ships That Don't Come In for Joe Diffie,
Wow.
Midnight Fire and Heart Trouble for Steve Warner, Lonely and Gone by Montgomery Gentry. I mean, it just goes on and on of the iconic records that he has written. And I'm so glad that I'm able to share the stage with him and us bring this type show because it's more than just guys coming and singing a song for you. He's going to be able to tell you the stories behind those songs and how they come about. And I'm going to be bringing you some of the hits of the 80s and 90s, and then some of my own records that we've had out. So it's a really good show. And I think people would love it if they'd come and see it. And if we can ever come to your hometown, you know where to get in touch with us. We'd love to bring it to you.
That's right. And any venues out there that are watching this interview right now, let's get a hold of either me or Sammy and let's get it in the books. Let's do it.
Yes, K-Ray, you know how to get in touch with us, and if it doesn't matter what it is, if it's a fair, festival, rodeo, street dance, we're there because that's what we love to do is sing and entertain, and we'd love to come and meet the people. That's what we love to do, and I really believe if you like 80s and 90s country music and you want to hear the stories behind the hits that Dave wrote, and you want to hear what I've lived through and I experienced as my journey through Nashville, I think it'd be an interesting one for you to come see.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm definitely going to work real hard on getting you guys down here because I want to see it. So
Well,
I'm
we'd
on it.
love to come. We'd love to be able to come back and see you in person. We'd love to bring our music down there, and I think the people would really enjoy it.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, with all that going on, what else do you have happening?
We're just like I said, we just now really put this tour together with me and Dave, and we really kicked it off about 2 weeks ago at Nashville. at Chiefs on Broadway. So we're just out now. We're trying to find some venues and find some promoters and people that would love to bring the show in. And I think there's a I think there's an audience out there for 80s and 90s country music, and I think they're out there. I think they're begging to hear that kind of music. I see
Hmm.
some of the other guys in country music that we know, and some of those guys from the late 90s are out working more now than they did in the 90s,
Yeah.
and there's such a I think there's a hunger for that kind of music, and we just love to be a part of it and be able to bring our show to you and let you experience what we do.
Yeah, and you are right. As an on air, I get requests all the time, and everybody says, man, they don't make it like they did in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
Everybody feels that way. So I think
Well,
it's
I believe
welcome.
that's some of the best music that was made in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I believe that's some of the
Absolutely.
best music that was ever made.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, we had excellent songwriters back then, Larry Gatlin being one of
Yeah.
them. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's great what you're doing and excited
Well,
about it.
I appreciate that, and you just spread the word for us. We appreciate everything you do for us, and if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have a voice. So thank you for
Come on
playing
now.
our music. We appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for sharing it with us. And thanks
Well,
for just being you, Sammy. I've dealt with a lot of artists, and you are hands down one of the easiest to talk to. You're honest and you're open. And as a fan as well, I appreciate that.
I appreciate it, K-Ray. I mean, I'm just an old country boy from Texas, and you know, I try to treat people the way they treat me. If you're good to me, I'm gonna be good to you. And I just want to share my story and my journey of what I've been through. And if it can help somebody going through what they're going through to help them through it, then I hope I've done my job. We wrote a book about it, A Hit with a Bullet.
Hmm.
That's out. And if somebody in the music business, I don't know if you're a young artist or if you're a young writer or whatever, and I'm not saying this because it's my book, but I believe if you got a copy of my book and you read that, it might help you on your journey if you want to make a decision to go into the music business. It may help you on your journey if you decide to do that.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And I know these young artists are looking for that kind of direction. So I think you're right on the money with that.
Well, the music business is a tough business. It's one of the most rewarding businesses as well, but it's a tough, hard business, and you need to know what you're doing and who you're dealing with in the business, and you need to keep your eyes wide open when you go through this business.
Yes, sir. I agree. Basically anything you do, but I feel like the music
Abs-
business is
yeah.
a different kind of monster
Yeah,
in
it's
itself.
a different kind of animal.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Well, I don't want to keep you too much longer. I know you got thousands of things happening, but anything else you want to get out there today?
I just appreciate you having us back on. And like I said, playing our music. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have a voice. And again, if you want to get in touch with us, go to sammysadler.com and get in contact with us there or direct messages on Facebook. We're doing the Hits and History Tour with myself and Dave Gibson. We want to bring that to your hometown. If you'd love to see us, tell us where you'd like to see us. Send us a message. We'd be glad to get in touch with you and try to bring the show to your hometown.
Yeah, that sounds good. And I'm gonna talk a lot about that. So hopefully we can get you booked around our area.
We love to do it.
All right, Sammy. Well, you have a great day. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Always a pleasure, K-Ray. You take care.
You too.
All right. Bye bye.
If I had